Maria is a synonym. Why do we have Maria? Because one time there is a fan, and then I am a seller, you are a buyer. I sell this house to you. But then we argue, and so we have a judge. The judge saying, well, I've never seen that fan. I don't know what are you talking. Then the judge is going to use a test called Maria test to test whether that fan belongs to you or belongs to me. First method of attachment, which means is the fan attached tightly on the ceiling? Yes. Then the fan is belong to real property. Go there. Then the second is adaptation. Adaptation, we use an example called a curtain of a window. There is one time the Martha Stewart, who is a famous person, celebrity. His house has a lot of window, big one, not the standard size. He also put a lot of curtains, handmade. Then I am the buyer. I go there, I buy the house. But Martha Stewart take all her curtains out. Then I said, no way. I spent so many money. So much money, I need the curtain back. Because of the adaptation, the curtain fits only that window or most of the window. So it is a real property. It has to go to the buyer. The second very typical example is the key. I have a door key. I buy the house. Am I supposed to get all the key? Yes.
Yeah.
Because the key only adapted to that door.
Yeah.
No other door can this key fit in. Can the seller not give me the key? No. Because if I don't have that key, I cannot open the door. So the key belongs to real property. Relation. We find out these two are going to the buyer side. Maria is going to, most of the time if they argue, they go to the buyer. Here this go to the seller side. Relation is in between. Relation means normally the court will go believe the tenant and believe the buyer. What does it mean? Let's say the buyer is a disabled person. The buyer this time want to buy a house, but that house has an elevator that brings the wheelchair up on the second floor. Of course, that house is owned by a disabled person too. Now, the thing is relation. I buy this house. Is that things going to become me, the buyer? Then the court judge is going to say, due to the relation, I decided to judge it's going to be the buyer. Let me tell you why. Because first, seller should get this out before close of escrow.
Okay.
Second, because the buyer has a relation of this disabled wheelchair elevator. If the buyer is not disabled, the other way around, then this wheelchair has a relation with the seller. Then okay, you have better chance. Although I know the buyer may want to sell it, it's expensive, but still, the seller is going to keep it. So it's like ambiguous. It's like in between.
Whichever person benefits that person. They will
Something like that. Something like a relation with that item.
Yeah.
Or yeah. And intention is like the judge is going, and finally is agreement. Agreement is very easy to understand. If they have agreement, then it goes. If this doesn't work, then they try to find what they are agreed upon on, or if there is an agreement. But of course, normally if they go to the court, there is no agreement, or they don't really have agreed upon anything. Intention is what? The example here is there is a French castle, big, huge, 10 million castle. Inside they have some famous painting that nobody really know. I am a buyer. You own the house. You are a seller. Originally, when I buy your castle, the French castle, I spent, you know what? That's an old house. I only pay you 1 million. That house worth 10 million though. I treat that as a fix up. Oh, you know what? Although I didn't say it, but I pay only 1 million, which is low. Then after that, I find out, my goodness, not only on the wall but underneath, on the basement, there are so many painting, and the painter is dead. Then I fight with you. I go to the court and say, hey, these are mine. Of course, normally these paintings are in your possession. Then we fight. If it is in my possession, I don't think you can fight with me because I have the house already.
Correct.
Things like that. So in order to make it easier to understand, intention mean when I buy the house, what is my intention? I spend 1 million, my intention is fix upper. The other story now, I'm a rich guy. I spend 10, 12 million. I'm not coming here for a fix upper. I know already that these are French painting. I discussed with you, but I didn't make agreement because I assume that the painting is there. But when I bought $12 million, I paid the escrow. I didn't even check. I don't know that you will be so ripping me off. I don't think that you are going to take away all the painting at the end of the day. I don't even think that you will do this to me. Now the painting is in your possession. You dig all the ground and then you get all your painting. Well, I spent 12 million. Am I gonna sue you? Of course.
Yeah, you better take all the pain.
Yeah.
You deserve the pain.
Then I show the judge. I tell the judge, Judge, I intend to pay 12 million because I know these paintings are wealthy, are good stuff.
Yeah.
My intention.
Yeah.
In the court, if I show that intention, good, I win. If I don't have that intention, like the fix-upper guy, then I lose.
Seller,
Yeah, and so here, judge is using Maria test to test the fixture. However, as I said, we are flip-flopping. Real, flip into one called personal. And here, the keyword actually is chattel. Yeah, I remember now.
Right.
Chattel. And here, the flipping is called trade. What does trade mean? It's called trade fixture. What is trade fixture is exactly, you need to remember, is business. You link this up, and also UCC, that's it. Uniform, what? Commercial code. Because anything with BCC has to comply with Uniform Commercial Code, and it is a trade fixture. Trade fixture meaning that because this is, remember, this is personal property. That means now I own a restaurant. A restaurant sometimes has a refrigerator big, which called walk-in, W-A-L-K, walk-in.
Yeah, walk-in.
When I sell this restaurant to a new restaurateur, then I sell including the walk-in normally.
Yeah.
Then that walk-in become a traded fixture, and it is also a personal property. It go together with the business. Although it is affixed in the property, we need to think it like this. As long as when we cut it off, break it down, it doesn't hurt the land, then we consider it as a trade fixture. The second example is very typical, it's called movie theater. Movie theater has a lot of seats. All these seats, if it is like these float, you can take it out, then it is not trade fixture. It is like personal property. Yeah, but if these are tidy affixed in the land, then how can you sell a movie theater without giving this the seat? So you cannot be so mean to the new movie theater buyer. So all